Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Houston Sports Talk back in the video today, and today we're going to be talking about Odell Beckham Jr. potentially reuniting with the New York Giants and returning to the New York Giants. Something I didn't think I'd be talking about, but Odell Beckham Jr.'s last post on Instagram is a reason why I'm going to be discussing this. Odell Beckham Jr. about 20 hours ago posted something on Instagram. It's him sitting in front of MetLife Stadium in a parking lot with his son, and the caption says, I'm going word for word, man, your daddy did some crazy blank here. We changed the game, inspired a generation who came behind us. We still got more to do. I'm loving every second I get with you and can't wait to see what you do in this world. Your turn, twin. And a lot of people have been speculating that maybe he's hinting at a New York return with the picture in front of MetLife Stadium. And two New York Giants commented in the comment section. Now, Malik Neighbors posted, "We still got work to do." And Brian Burns, defensive player for the Giants, stud defensive player, put the side-eye emoji. So, I don't know. I mean, he'd be going to play with a should-be Hall of Fame quarterback in Russell Wilson. And, look, I think if this was a couple years ago, you look at it and say, Odell Beckham Jr. is not going to go to the New York Giants and be the wide receiver 4. Because you look at it, they've got Wan'Dale Robinson, Malik Neighbors, and Darius Slayton. All three great wide receivers. I think a couple years ago, you don't look at Odell Beckham Jr. and say, all right, he's going to be wide receiver 4. And that would be crazy to look at Odell Beckham Jr. and say wide receiver 4 with how talented he was. He still is talented, but I don't think he's not number 1 or number 2 talented. I think he's a wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4 now. And that's fine. People get old. He's dealt with injuries. The injury he had during the Super Bowl, I think that really affected him too. And so, but, I think that, it would be interesting. It'd be I think this wide receiver room already for Russell Wilson is very good. It's the same wide receiver room the Giants had last year, and they did a really good job. Robinson, Neighbors, and Slayton all had a good season last year, but the problem was they didn't have great quarterbacks throwing in the football. Now you've got Russell Wilson throwing in the football. Russell Wilson isn't as good as he used to be, but Russell Wilson is one of the best quarterbacks in the league compared to who was throwing the Giants the football last year. Tommy DeVito, Daniel Jones. Just look at the guys that were throwing them. Drew Lock. I like Drew Lock. Solid veteran. Daniel Jones is a guy that's right now the favorite for the Colts job. So, and has been impressive during, their early offseason activities. But, Russell Wilson is a lot better than those guys, and I think Russell Wilson should make the guys that I've talked about, Robinson, Slayton, and Neighbors, a lot better, and they were good last year. But could you imagine adding Odell Beckham Jr. to the list? And I don't think there's anything wrong with saying he could be wide receiver 4, because that's what he was sometimes with Miami last year. He only had played 9 games. He only had 18 targets and 55 receptions. I mean, 2023, you look at Baltimore, he was the wide receiver 3 in front of, it was Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, and then Odell Beckham Jr. And he had almost 600 receiving yards and 3 receiving touchdowns in 14 games. And that was the last time we saw Odell Beckham Jr. where he really was playing solid football. And he hasn't announced the retirement yet. He's not super old. He's only 32 years old. So I would think that he could sign somewhere and play for a team. And why not end it where you started? Let me know your thoughts on the potential signing for the New York Giants in the comment section, and peace out.